Hello there, how are you doing? I want to believe that you're doing good. We often say we are good even if we seem not to be, because our Maker who claimed that because He live, we also live. And when you're alive, you have the chance to make things good. And also, not forgetting, you also have the chance to make things bad. So, we often say we are good because we are hopeful that because we live, we have the chance to make things good and look in our way. Now, in our topics that we have been facing, or rather, we have been discussing together, I want to say that in the first four episodes, I have been talking generally, about life, about the issues of life, in the general way. But in the from the episode five, you can see from episode five, uh, I did put some words in the bracket to make sure that now the specificity is seen whenever we are discussing about a certain topic. And therefore, even this being the sixth episode of the first season, I'll still put in the bracket the words that define whatever we are talking about today. Now, I wanted to begin by explaining that so that you don't even start wondering, then why didn't you specify the first four episodes? It's because I was so general in the first episode. I mean, general in terms of as a whole, as a general, talking about many issues in the same episode. I want to begin by this statement. Whenever you go a place and you find people in that place are doing things in a different way from your view, don't start judging them and seeing their mistakes. Instead, see the problem in what you do. And if there is surely not any problem, offer a solution. Do not stand there as a judge. I believe that statement is totally clear. The reason I speak that way, or rather, the reason I said that way, we are going to see it in whatever I'm going to do. Now, before I read an article here, or rather, a scripture, I want to say this. I believe this, most of you probably had already, or you already know. So it is a repetition to some, but to those who don't know about this, so please pay attention. I'm going to speak about Laodicea City. We all know about it, and for those who don't know about it, you're gonna know about it from today. Now, I don't know so much about Laodicea, but at least I can say I know of three facts about that city. Number one, Laodicea had, in fact, to start with, it is referred to as the financial city. I mean, it was very wealthy, and it was one of the cities that had the largest textile industries. Now, you know what I mean by saying that. It produced clothing. Now, and if it produced clothing, that generally means it involved itself even in the exporting of clothes. And when a country exports a certain commodity, that means the people of that country have already consumed the commodity, and now it is, uh, in a large sum that it is even enough for exportation. So that is number one. It had the largest, or rather, textile industries in a wide range. Number two, Laodicea had what we call eye ointment. Now it had a medical centers where eyes and also ears were treated there. So you know that if your eyes are good, you're able to see well, you're able uh, to figure things out, you're able to reason well because you can see, and therefore you can determine what things are happening in your area. And number three, Laodicea um, had hot springs. In fact, it had several hot springs, and therefore its water was, distributed from hot springs. Now, for those who don't understand the hot spring, it means simply means hot water, like hot water. So definitely, this one comes from close to maybe volcano mountains, or mostly to those lands which are taken to be hot areas. And with those three facts, please don't forget having a large textile industry, having an eye ointment, like healing of the eyes, and having hot springs. I want you to pause there and we read certain verses from the Quran. Listen very carefully. Quran 31 and the verse 18, it says, do not turn your face away from people in contempt. Let me read this for you. Do not turn your face away from people in contempt, nor go about in the land exulting overmuch. Surely Allah does not love any self-conceited boaster. You hear that? That is 31 verse 18. Then 39 verse 72, it says, it shall be said, enter the gates of hell to abide therein. So evil is the abode of the proud. Are we together? That is the Quran from the Islam. Now, the reason I read Quran, and I know many people expecting me to start by reading the Bible, is because this problem of being proud is not about Christianity. It's about many world religions. I'm surprised to realize that almost all world religions are against pride. Now, I started by that story of Laodicea. Let's now read from the Bible. The Bible in chapter 3 of Revelation and verse 14. From verse 14, it says this, and to the angel of the church of Laodiceans write, these things says the Amen, the faithful and the true witness, and the beginning of creation of God. Now listen from verse 15. I know your works. You are neither cold nor hot. I could wish you were cold or hot. So then, because you are lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew you out of my mouth. Because you say, I am rich, have become wealthy, and have need of nothing, and do not know that you are wretched, miserable, poor, blind, and naked. Oh my God. Listen to verse 17. Because you say, I'm rich, have become wealthy, and have need of nothing, and do not know that you are wretched, miserable, poor, blind, and naked. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? A country that have textile industry, they are said to be naked. A country, or rather a city that have eye ointment, they are said to be blind. A city which have hot spring, the Bible is not even sure whether they are cold or hot. Oh my God. May our God who made us help us. We may think as a country, as a continent, and as the world, that whatever we hold, or rather whatever we own, can define us. But this is what I wanted to talk about. Quran is talking about pride, and surely those with pride will go to hell according to Quran. According to the Bible, you may think you own something, but surely you don't own it. Because I think Jesus would not have used, or rather John, as he was facing them, he would not have talked to them about that. But he surely said, despite the fact that you have the eye ointment, you guys are blind. Despite the fact that you have the textile industry, you're naked. And you know what? You're not known whether you are cold or warm, despite you being in a hot land and producing all the hot spring out there. What is my message for today, ladies and gentlemen? Whatever you brag with and you think that you have it so much, it might be a surprise to you when you stand to the judge of all judges that he says to you, you don't have it. You don't even own it. He is even not aware of what you think you're having. I believe that our God will help us. I believe that our Maker, Allah, our God, will help us. You know what? We often think that whatever we have, can stand for us. but I'm surprised to learn something from my own personal experience. There might be something that you need so badly, but the moment you get it, it becomes the emptiest moment of your life. Now, you may badly need something, but the moment you get it, however bad you are finding it, the moment you get it, it might become the emptiest moment of your life and the loneliest moment of your life. Now, how to go about it? Simply this. Simply this. I want to give a very simple illustration. You know, in an old Jews saying, they often say, God is like the light. Happiness and prosperity are like the shadow. You know what? The moment you go towards the light, the shadow follows you from the back. But the moment you go away from the light, however bad you want the shadow, it will go away from you. Here is my point. Love your God, the God you believe in, and the God who created you. Go towards Him, and happiness and prosperity will follow you. Now, someone is asking, what then about when you already get it? Don't see it, okay? Now, that is my point. You have a good car. It's okay, let it be there. It's okay, you have it. You have a good house. It's okay, let it be there. But there is somewhere I'm looking forward to. I'm looking to my God. I have a good family. It's okay, but I'm looking forward to my God. I have a good temple. I go to a good mosque. I go to a good church. It's okay, but that let it be like a shadow. But you have the light in which you're keeping on moving towards it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are gonna be good if we see our lives in happiness, the happiness and the prosperity that we see in our lives to be the shadow. For those who are not happy in what they are doing, for those who figure their lives as a problem, for those who feel like, you know what, I really have a great problem here. I am here telling you truly, if you learn to believe, not to just believe, know about God. I think that is a good way to say it. Know about God. Know how your God works. You know, I said earlier then that I don't have much when it comes to material things. In fact, I maybe said, you know, to have nothing. But when I believe that because God Himself, or rather Jesus Christ, who we believe in as Christians, He says very clearly in John 14:19 that because I live, you also shall live. Because I live, you also shall live. He never said, you know, because I came here, I'm going to make you rich. Because you guys are bad people, I'm going to make you good people. That is not the case. Jesus only offered life. And that's why when you are living, you use your free will to make things either good or evil. Okay? So I think the results of the evil actions or other activities that are happening in the world today is because of the free will that we were given by God. But Jesus offered a very important thing, life. When you have the life, you have the chance to make things either good or evil. And therefore, I'm saying to you this moment that you have the chance, and I believe you have understood me clearly. And despite the fact that we have a lot of problems, just look upon to the God. Despite that you have a lot of richness and wealth, look upon to God and make them as the shadow and let them follow you. Go towards God, it will follow you. But walk away from God. However bad you want them, they'll walk away from you. So thank you so much. I believe we have learned together. Until the next episode, we are gonna be together and we are gonna learn so much.